Hi guys. So today I want to take you through my own personal process of applying to jobs on Upwork. Take you through how I apply in real time, basically. So I work in social media strategy space. I work on social marketing, influencer marketing, content and SEO project, basically. And I already have some of my filters already laid down that help me to filter some of the kind of jobs that I would rather apply to. So I'm not going to make this a bit more boring in terms of searching through timeline looking for jobs. Well, so I received a job that I think was a good fit for me, and for this job, we will try to apply to it together. So basically, this job says what I do first is before I even read the job, I look at the client. Do you understand? I look at what the client is all about. When you look at the client ratings, look at how much you spent. I try to only apply to jobs of clients who has spent a significant sum on Upwork. This client has a 6% higher rate, which seems good enough for me. I think the only red flag for this client is their average hourly rate, which is 8.26. It is quite very significantly low than my hourly rate of $30 per hour. But I think the only thing that wins in for me is this client has already stated here that they are willing to pay $22 to $45 per hour. So I think I'm willing to give it a shot and see how it goes. The next thing for me is to look at the client reviews to see if any previous freelancers had issues with them in the past and how they deal with freelancers. I don't want to work with a client that just want to scam you, wants you to do the job and try to scam you of your payments and stuff like that. And where I also look at the reviews is to also find if I can get the client's name. So here I think I found the client name. Client name is Neil, Nir, just last year. So I think that's his name. I try to see if there are other people calling him that too. Let's see if I have anyone else called Neil. You understand? So now I think I can just say this client name is Neil, basically. So now the next thing is for me to understand the project, right? And I think one thing I like about this project is the client has sort of put out what they do. You understand? It's a trading firm, and I'll try to look at their social media account to try to understand them. Do you understand? And see their websites, basically. So they are traders, basically. They trade. Yes, I think they're in the trading space, in the investment, the finance space, the fintech space. So I think looking through their Instagram account, one thing I find is it's quite boring. This looks like a bot account. Do you understand? It looks like the situation where you're starting a project. When I look at the first post, April this year, so it's a new account. So it looks like the situation when you're starting a project, then you ask someone to sell you an account with already followers, so that your your brand looks legit to people who want to patronize your brand. You don't want to look like a brand that has zero followers online, more like a PR move. So I think that's what happened here. And it's also obvious why most of your likes, pretty sure some of them might be bots, can't really say. But basically, this looks like a business that is just starting, you understand, and they want to give it a shot. So I think from my own end, one thing else I see is the lack of video strategy. You understand? I think this could really help them. So let me check their Twitter too. I think the same goes for their Twitter too. Pretty sure. Yeah. This was joined April 2024. It said that this is a bot account or they use influencers to sort of boost the followers in terms of they do it a lot in the crypto space, in the investment space, where they use influencers to use giveaways to sort of boost the page followership. Do you understand? So I think for these clients, I think a very good way to pitch to them is to offer solutions to helping them drive engagement. It's obvious that they already know how to find ways to sort of get followers. I think one thing that really helped them is driving organic engagement. So I think that's the way I come in. That's a very good angle to sort of propose that you can do this project on. So now let's go back to our now let's try to apply for this job. Apply. Hopefully, I have something connect left. So I think for this, I'm just going to use my general profile and just say to this, say hi. Now, for me, when I write my proposal, there are three different areas for me. There's the opener. The opener is first. The second is the body. The third part is the closing statement. Now, I know if you use Upwork a lot, you understand that the way Upwork works is that the first 250 characters is what the client see before they decide to open your proposal. I'm not sure if I can find a, a view for clients, how it looks. Maybe you could see it. Do you understand? Like, I think this is a good example here. Now you could see here, this is a cover letter. The client will see this when they see the proposals. So this opener will help you convince the client to sort of review your entire proposal. It has to be very, very convincing. It has to be engaging enough. It has to. That's why when you're writing your opener, there's no need talking about hello. Your name is already obvious. Do you understand? When you go to this, they already can see your name. They already can see what you can do. So you don't need to tell them, hello, my name is X and X. I'm a social media strategist. That's boring. You're just wasting space. Just need to get into it. Do you understand? And for me, what I try to do is my opener has to be about two things. Has to show that I've done something similar before, like this, in the same niche. And it has to also show proof that that project was successful. That project I did well. The numbers, the metrics, the contribution I provided for this job. And I think when I looked at my history and my experience, I've done something similar for I think an investment platform called Invest. So I did a project recently this year for invest.com. So invest.com is quite a bit similar to what they do. That's a trading platform. This is more like a general investment platform in terms of the cryptos, the trading, you understand, the signals and whatnot. It's quite a very wide one. So they do a lot of it. So I also help them with their Twitter and their Instagram. So I'm going to use my experience and the numbers and my achievements with this project to sort of propose to these clients. So what I do is, hello, hi, I recently helped an invest.com grow its grow its Twitter audience by 85% and boost engagement by 183% using targeted influencing strategies. Yeah, so that's what we did then. That's what really helped us then. So using targeted influencing strategies. Yeah, think about it. A similar approach and boost paid pecs. Yeah, am I right? Paid pecs. I think that's the name of one. Paid pecs online presence and drive real minutes. So that's my own opener. Do you understand? That's basically what I expect the client to see. So now when I've done the opener and I move to the body, for me the body is two things. My body is about showing experience, showing not necessarily spitting it out, not necessarily you just writing the bodies that you understand. It's about showing expertise, diving a bit deeper into things that once the client read, they know that I think this person knows that stuff. So you don't need to write a whole lot. You just need to find a very concise and direct way to show you understand what this project is about, to show you have value to provide. So what I did is, for example, previously I checked their social presence. Do you understand? And I think that's a very good angle to show expertise. Is I have reviewed your social media platform and this is what I find. Do you understand? So at least the goal for the proposal is to get the client to respond to you, to get the client to want to know more. Do you understand? But so if you find someone who has reviewed your business, an expert who has reviewed your business and provided insights to you, you just want to know more about what they think. In as much as you might not employ them, or you should want to have a conversation with them to see if they can actually provide this value. So that's the angle I'm coming from. So I'm going to say I reviewed paid pics, Instagram, and Twitter accounts, and I noticed a few things right away. The account seems fairly new with a solid follower base over 9,000 followers. Yeah, I think it was about 9,000 or 10,000. Yeah, 9,000, over 9,000 followers. But the average engagement is about, I think about 0.1% thereabouts. Because when you look at it, I think it's about 0.1%. It's about 0.1%. This suggests there may be a lot of inactive, yeah, a lot of inactive followers who aren't interacting with your content, who aren't their main lot of who are interacting with your content. So I also use Gummy to sort of quiet my comments. Do you understand? A good way to reactivate or reactivate. A good way to reactivate, yeah, a good way to reactivate or engage is through a consistent video. So like I discussed earlier, I think they they need a video strategy. Video is what succeed on Instagram nowadays. Instagram, TikTok is all about videos. So they've now become video first platforms. So I think that's what I'm proposing. That's what I'm proposing to the clients. Basically, videos tend to get more reach. Yeah, company will not allow me rest. Tend to get more reach. Tend to get more reach. And then you just tend to get more reach and engagement on Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to move TikTok because the client did not share TikTok with me, so they might not have TikTok. Yeah, and I believe this can bump the activity of these dormant followers. Of these dormant followers. What's coming saying here? The same goes for Twitter. Without a proper engagement strategy, this account. So basically, we've talked about Instagram. Now, the same thing we discussed on Twitter is what I'm just going to share. I think the goal about the body is that's to be very short. I try to make my proposal less than 300 words. Do you understand? So, in as much as you have a lot to offer, the goal is to just, in a very short way, show that you can provide value. Do you understand? These accounts might suffer, yeah, as the algorithm tends to penalize accounts with low activity by making it harder for new people to see your content. It's just basically the idea that on social media platforms, for you to be able to reach new audience, you need to be able to engage your current audience. Do you understand? So, for example, on Instagram, for you to be able to reach explore, your content needs to at least do well for those following you. So, if you have a lot of inactive, so if you cannot get your followers to engage on your own content, Instagram will not even waste its time to push it out to new audience. Do you understand? But if people are already engaging it, if your audience is already engaging it quickly, do you understand? It gets pushed to new audience and you make new followers. That's why influencers get new followers because their followers will keep engaging and they'll keep pushing to new audience. But if you have an inactive page that hardly gets engagement, nobody gets to see your content. So that's just basic idea behind the body here. So now, when I've worked on the body, this is my body. The next part for me is the CTA, the closing stock CTA. So what do I do for the CTA? In the CTA, the two areas also on my CTA is one, ask a question, ask one or two questions, and I invite them to a call or invite them to reply to the question. So why is it a question? Is the question keeps the conversation going. Written a good proposal. But sometimes there are situations where you might write a good proposal and the client might just, oh, this is nice. But because they don't have anything to say, they say, I'll get back to it. Do you understand? But if you put a question to it, it keeps them thinking and it makes it easier for them to respond to your proposal. And once you're able to respond to your proposal, it makes the other side drives the conversation forward. You've achieved one goal. So you need to take it. Remember, I talked about how the proposal is for you to get the client to respond to your proposal. So the question is about, okay, I need feedback from you. I need you to respond to this. Do you understand? And any client who actually wants to is actually seeking help, is actually trying to achieve a goal, wouldn't mind answering the question, especially if it's for their business. Do you understand? It doesn't take anything. So I think for this project, there are a few questions I thought about when I was looking through it. And I think the first one is about around engagement. So we talk about, are you focused on getting engagement? You focus on getting engagement from your existing followers, or do you want to attract a whole new audience? Also, Emma talked about two questions. How do you feel about using videos to increase activity on your channels? That's the question I put out. So then I said, let me know what works for works best for you. Yeah, let me know what works best for you, and we can set up a call to walk you through to walk through to walk through to walk through some strategies I have in mind. Strategies I have in some strategies to boost your social media presence. Looking forward to your response. So basically like that. When I say anyway, best. That's basically my proposal. Do you understand? For this job. Do you understand? So I think there's a I often use this as a new feature by Upwork. You can record your video. But for the sake of this proposal in which I'm using my camera to sort of also record my video that's going to show on this content. So I can't. So, but basically, sometimes I also just record maybe a minute or two video and I do that. And here, so there's some attachment. There are some situations wherein I upload case studies. I have a few case studies I've done, projects I've worked on. But for this project that I mentioned, this invest, I've not developed a case study document about how we actually did the project. You understand how I contributed and how I made my impact on this project. I have about two or three projects in which I have developed a case study document. And so whenever I am applying to a job that's similar to those projects, I attach those case studies here. So because I don't have a case study for it, I don't. You understand? So just leave that alone. Yeah, sometimes I could also attach my portfolio. I think I have a portfolio. My portfolio, I can just do this. Just attach my portfolio. So here are the case studies. I think I have something with invest. Weirdly, I have for invest. That's amazing. I'm just going to attach for invest too. Yeah, can imagine. Totally forgot I did one for invest recently. So I'm just going to for invest. So that's that. Then the next stage is highlights. So for highlight, I only try to pick projects that are similar. So for this is about fintech, crypto, investment and stuff like that. So I'm going to look for jobs in that area. Here's a Web3 project, small contracts, small contracts. I have some earlier. Here, this is one contract I did 10K on. Yeah. Then here's one contract I did 17K on crypto. So those are fintech, finance related projects. Do you understand? Which is quite similar to what the client does. So what I also do is I'm just going to remove this to, and I'm just going to add some other general ones, sort of like, I think this is for a fitness brand. So I'm just going to attach something like this and this. I don't do beats. I now have one connect left. So I'm just going to do one. Understand? Lucky for me. Lucky for me. Naturally, I don't beat. So profile is my general profile. So basically, the general profile is the two general profiles I have. The profiles depends on the kind of job. Do you understand? For just normal social media strategy, I use my general profile. But in terms of setting too, I use this. Do you understand? So when the clients, there's a whole lot just going to. I think sometimes I'm not really interested in the updates updates that or the changes that companies suggest. Let me just do this, get tips. Let's just see what Upwork says. Most times I ignore it. Most times. That's why they have a case study. It's a mention persistence to improve engagement. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's just that. Mm. Then I think the next thing for me is and some of you might want to see what's in my case study. I'd like not to share this, but maybe I can just send. I'm not sure what's happening to Upwork these days. That's gone. I think that was just throwing an error recently. So 5 to 10. I'm not sure what's wrong with Upwork these days. I think Upwork is messing up with this today. I'm not sure why. So basically, this is how it looks. Do you understand? Simple and straightforward. And for those that want to see what's in the document, basically, it's just my contribution to that project. Do you understand? Just a short document. Just short document. Talk about the strategy we used, the problems, clients, and whatnot. So basically, so that's how I write my proposal on Upwork. That's how I provide value for my clients. And in as much as I did that, sounds might sound really good. Sometimes, or most times, probably not even get a response. And why is that? I think for most times, a lot of clients, location also play a very big role in that. Well, I don't let that bother me. Do you understand? Clients that I get to work with them irrespective of that. Do you understand? Just keep pushing and hopefully we can get a response. And if we don't get a response, we keep applying. So basically, that's my tips. That's how I apply to proposals on Upwork. Um, Once again, to recap, there are three areas of my proposal. The first part is the opener, where I focused on showing the clients that they have relevant experience. I also have not only relevant experience, I also have done quite good in these projects. Do you understand? And I can provide the same value for their projects. And the body is just about providing more details to your expertise, providing more details to how you can help them, provide more details to show, to indirectly or subtly show that you know what you're doing and you can provide value for them. And the closing statement in the closing section is all about CTAs, about driving the client to respond to you, driving the client to want to have a conversation with you. You understand? And once you're able to get the client to respond to you, then it's about sealing the contract. Then it's about if you get to jump on the call, then it's about getting the client to want to get on a contract with you. That's where you discuss how many hours you need. That's where you discuss how long it's going to take. That's how where you discuss the tools you would need. You the, that's where you discuss the details of what the project will actually entail. Not exactly in the proposal. The proposal is just about getting the client to respond to you, getting the client to want to have a more conversation with you. That's been my secret to applying to jobs on Upwork. Maybe in my next video, I'm going to talk about how I sort of optimize my profile, what I look in optimizing my profile, and I will share that. Thank you for listening to this, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy this video, please do like, subscribe, and also follow me, respective of the channel. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day.